for our courses, and then we also talk about all things tech and subjects relating to tech. All right, so once again, welcome. My name is Charles Clement Avu, and I'm going to be doing this video to just do a demo of our Upskiil learning platform, our Upskiil LMS. So the Upskiil LMS is our e-learning platform where we get to display or host our courses. All right, so we've been having physical trainings. We have a physical training center in Lagos, but sometimes a lot of people want to participate, but because of location, that's a challenge. So we were inspired to actually set up an e-learning platform, and while we're doing it, we discovered that why not make it available so that people who are outside Upskiil Tech could also leverage it. I know I've always wanted to share knowledge, to teach. All right, so I explored some other LMSs, some other learning management systems, but while using them, I found certain gaps. One of the major gaps was the communication between the instructor and the student once you have signed up. All right, so I remember enrolling on a platform like that, and I got stuck in one of the courses I was taking. I sent a message to the instructor, and over a year, I didn't get any response. When I had totally forgotten about the course, moved on, and I got a message in my email. And from then, I just knew that I needed to fix that gap. So in this Upskiil learning platform, one of the key focuses we're doing, yes, we're about scaling, but more than scaling, we want to ensure that communication between the student and the instructor is kept, all right, so that we're able to still monitor progress real time. All right, so thank you so much, and let's begin. So I'm going to try as much as possible to go straight to the point so that this video doesn't become too long and boring. So this is the landing page. Once you come to upskiiltech.com, Upskiil is with double I, so that's not a typo. Our Upskiil is double I and one L. Upskiiltech, one word.com. So that's the URL, that's the domain. All right. So once you come to our landing page, if you like, you can go through this. All right, go through some of the things we are doing. All right, some information about us is here. All right. And then we have our courses. All right, we have a carousel here where from the landing page you can begin to see some of the courses that we offer. All right, so right now we're still onboarding different instructors. We're working on onboarding schools as well and other private instructors. So it's not just Upskiil Tech courses that are going to be here, but for now, these are the courses that are here. So this is our carousel. You can actually click on view course and then go there, but for this video I just want to focus on setting up your account. All right, setting up your account. So let's go to the bottom. Somebody was asking me, this is our blog site, so if you want to read blogs or create blogs, you can actually come to our blog site and check that out as well. Then in the footer we have our policies. All right, we have our terms of service, privacy policy, refund policy, cookie notice, privacy request, and all of that. So we have all these policies here. Some people are asking me about privacy documents and all of that. So we have all our privacy documents here, and we have also some quick links that you can also use to go to our site. Go to the various parts of the site. All right. So you can take time out to explore that, especially our courses. Right from the first page, you can see our courses. There's a carousel here that helps you to actually navigate, and pick courses and all of that. All right. So let's go quickly. So to create an account is pretty straightforward. All right. You can click on the sign in button here. Even if you don't have an account, you can click on the sign in button here. All right. So once you click on the sign in button, it takes you to the authentication page or the sign in page. All right. So in the sign in page, we are using you can sign in two very straightforward ways. You can sign in using your Google account. So most people have a Google or a Gmail account. So you can quickly sign in using your Gmail. You can continue with Gmail, or if you have a specific email that you want to use, you can click continue with email. So once you click continue with email, it allows you to actually impute that email. So once you type your email, whatever email it is, and you click send verification code or send sign-in code, it sends a sign-in code. So make sure that the email that you put here is a valid email that you have access to. Alright, it has to be a valid email that you have access to. If you don't have a valid email that you have access to, if it's an email that you don't have access to or you're not sure, make sure you're sure before you impute and click send. Alright, but I always like to use Google. So you can also come down here and click on continue with Google, and then it logs you in. If you're in your Google profile, it logs you in, or it gives you all the profiles that are available, and you can choose any of the profile and you can log in. So I'm going to select this, because this one actually takes me to my instructor profile, my instructor account. So I want to demonstrate the instructor, the features of the instructor account. All right, so basically once I sign into my instructor account, it logs me to my instructor dashboard. Now if you're creating an account for the first time, even when you sign up, it's going to give you a student account. You get a student dashboard. So as a student dashboard, you can actually now click a button that tells you, let me just quickly demonstrate that before we go on. So I'm going to sign out of my instructor account, and I'm going to sign into my student account. All right, so in the student account, which is the default account for every person, once you come to sign in, let me see if it will remember and give me the opportunity, or maybe probably just sign me in straight. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going down here. So let me click this one and see whether it signs me in directly or it gives me the opportunity. Okay, great. So I'm going to sign in with another account, which is a student account I created just for testing purposes. So I'm creating the student account. So I'm going to impute the email here, and I'm going to click next. So I'm clicking next now. So it's going to ask for a password because I'm not using this profile. Sorry, it's going to ask for my password. So I'm going to fill that in. Once I fill that in, it will log me to my student dashboard. All right, so automatically log me. So it's asking me to switch. Yep, and switch profiles. All right, so it logs me into my student dashboard immediately. All right, so I wanted to do this so that you quickly see that this is the default. All right, this is the default. Just a moment. Should log me in. Okay, because I changed profile, it's asking me to log in again. All right, because I changed my Google profile. So let me log in one more time. All right. So let's do that. So if you're on that profile and you want to log in straight, you don't change your profile, because it gave me the option to change the profile and log in. So I said yes. I continue. So immediately you change the profile, it invalidates your profile. It invalidates your profile, and you need to it invalidates your profile. It invalidates your signing process. So once you move to a new profile, sit down. Once you move to a new profile, you will need to log in. You need to log in again. All right. So let me quickly show you this. So if you create an account for the very first time, you will see this button that says become an instructor. All right. So you see the button, it says become an instructor. So you will need to click become an instructor. All right. So once you click become an instructor, it now opens up a form for you. All right. It opens up the become an instructor form for you to fill. So you just scroll down a bit. So this is where you actually submit a document that proves that you are qualified to be an instructor for the course you want to host. All right, so but I'm going to go back now because I don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back now to my previous account where I tried to log in. All right, so I'm going to go back there to Upskiil Tech. So I'm going to log back in as an instructor so that I demonstrate some of the features that we have, because people have been asking a lot of questions about what are the features as an instructor, what can you do, what can you do. So let me just quickly go back. So I'm still logged in on this profile as an instructor. Oh, so it's student dashboard. Let me log out. Sorry, let me quickly log out of this dashboard and log in back as an instructor. All right, almost done. I really don't want this video to be too long, so I'm logging in back now as an instructor. So I'm going to sign in. I'm going to use Google account. I'm going to use my Google account, and I'll use my instructor profile. So once I do that, it logs me in as an instructor. All right, it logs me in as an instructor. Good. So I'm on the instructor dashboard. Fantastic. Now on the instructor dashboard, you can on the instructor dashboard you can see immediately. You can see immediately all your courses. For example, if there was a course you were working on, you would see that course. All right, finish and publish your draft courses. So you go resume editing. So it will take you to where that course is. You can see pending courses, approved courses. I have 74 pending courses. I have 5 approved courses, no course rejected. All right, then you see live courses, 74 inactive, no courses inactive. Total number of enrollments that I have. All right, my earnings, my average rating, and all of that. Then you come down here to top performing course. This is your best performing course. All right, so what to work on next? You know, some digital marketing course fundamentals, continuous setup. All right, so I was working on some of those. These are some of the courses I was working on. Then these are unanswered questions. All right, I have unanswered questions, all right, that I can reply to, and all of that. I have unanswered questions I can reply to. All right, so if you have any unanswered questions that you want to reply to, you can just click reply now and immediately reply. So there are a lot of other things now, because I don't want this video to be too long. I want to just stop here, but you can explore that once you get the instructor dashboard. Now looking to the left, you see a menu here, a side menu here. Now the interesting thing about the side menu is your courses. If you click on courses, it takes you to where you actually create your courses. All right, it takes you to where you can actually create your courses. It's called the course creator. So here you can actually add new courses. You can actually click the add course to add new courses, and then of course you can see other courses that you have. All right, so these are all the courses. You can search through the courses, you can filter them, and then if you want to edit a particular course, you see the edit button there. If you want to go to the teaching hub for that course, you can click here for that course, and it takes you to the teaching hub. All right, so I'm clicking the teaching hub for one of my courses. All right, so in the teaching hub, it has so many amazing features. If you're on the premium, because you see I'm on premium tools active, so I'm on the premium. So on the premium tools, I can see learner progress. I can see not started 1. I can see completed 0. All right, I can see follow up on, if you look to the rest, send course update. All right, so for example, I can do a welcome for first lesson nudge, somebody who has enrolled, maybe my first student. All right, and all of that. So you can take time. There's so much here. And another very interesting thing is the referrals. All right, but I'm going to talk about that. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to wrap it up here. But you can see view learners. All right, you can view learners inactive, you can view learners stopped at progress. So if I click, for example, low quiz score, I don't really have any one here, but inactive, I don't have anyone here because I don't. Okay, I have one enrolled student. So all learners, I can click there and it opens all my learners. All right, it opens all my learners. All right, so this is actually for those who are asking what are the features. So here we get to see the learner I have. How do Alex Joseph as my learner, so I can follow up on him by clicking follow up, and then here I can actually send a direct message. Hi Alex, how do I can send a direct message to him or to any other student. So if you click this drop down, if I have more students, I can actually select single students, or I can send messages to particular types of students. All right, for example, these are a student welcome nudge, progress, or finish strong. Do you understand? I can send to only students who are on track. I can send to all enrolled students and all of that. So there are amazing features here, amazing features. But you need to be on the premium tool active to have all of this, all these features. For if you're on the standard, you just have access to following up your students, seeing this, some of the students that you have. But if you go to the course guide or the instructor guide in the teaching hub, if you go to the guide, the course guide in teaching hub, it explains all of that. All right, so because I don't want this video to be too long, I'm going to wrap it up here, and in the next video I'm going to be doing some of the other features. All right, so thank you. Also, you can edit curriculum. You can click here to go to your curriculum, your course curriculum for that particular course, and edit the curriculum, add new lessons and all of that. So thank you so much. We're going to see you in the next lesson. All right, cheers.